Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be filming a video called How to Survive Your First Semester of Nursing. I know for me personally, this was probably the most hectic semester for me so far throughout school, and it was a semester that I was eagerly awaiting. I can tell you that throughout the first half of the semester and even prior to the semester, I was YouTubing videos and I was like, how to help a sister out for the first semester of nursing school, or giving up tips on how to help myself for the first semester of nursing school. So I wanted to go ahead and put some tips out for you guys. So no matter what, I would say that if you are looking to succeed within your first semester of nursing school and build a great foundation for yourself to continue off of in nursing school, I think it's very important to always be in class, always be attentive. I would usually put my phone away or at least turn it upside down, like in my bag or something, so that it wouldn't distract me during class time, because inevitably class time is going to be the majority, hopefully, of your learning, depending upon what you're learning in class or what the teacher expects you to know and all that kind of stuff. But for me, the majority of my learning begins in the classroom. So yeah, also I would recommend, obviously, to be on time to class. At my school, we're going to have some professors over and over again, and I think that this shows the professors that you truly care about being there. You're being very professional about your learning, and you are taking it seriously. And it also will show your peers that you care as well, and trust me, people talk about that kind of stuff. So probably one of the most important things I would say that you need to grasp on, and you probably don't have much time to do this, because you don't want your grades to plummet while you're learning your learning style, but you definitely need to learn your learning style, whether it be visual, kinetic, auditory, whatever it is. You need to figure out how you learn the best. You need to study in a way that adheres to the mechanisms in which you work best. Not everybody's gonna study the same. That's kind of why I don't really recommend actually studying in study groups. Do I think you should do the majority of studying and then go to a study group? Maybe, so you can bounce around questions and things like that. Yes. But inevitably, people learn differently. And in so many different ways, and when you get in a really big group setting, you're gonna have people talking about what they want to do on the weekends, what they did last weekend, you know, things like that, and you're gonna get distracted. Yes, I would recommend learning the way that you learn the best, studying that way. Find a study group. You guys don't have to meet to actually study, but perhaps the day before, when you guys are already done studying, you get together, you say, you know, let's all get together. If you can't get together face to face, you talk on the phone, and you just be like, do you have any questions? Anything that we can help each other clarify, and all that good stuff. Okay, so not only should you learn the way you study, but you need to pay attention to what you're studying and only study what you need to study. Would it be great to know the whole book front to back? Yes, it would, but you're not going to have enough time to do that. I solely focused on what the teacher emphasized, and then if I thought something was interesting, I would go and read more about it or things like that. In general, I don't recommend trying to learn everything in the book. I would focus on what the teacher pinpoints. Most of the time they will be like, you won't be tested on this, or you won't be tested on that, or you're only going to be tested on this, this, and this. So you really need to pay attention to that. That way you are not wasting any of your time. Like I've said in previous videos, it's not about the amount of time that you're spending studying. It's about the quality and what you're doing while you're studying. Like I said, I always am done studying at the least by 6. You know, on occasion I might be up until like 8 or something. You can ask any of my friends. I'm usually in bed and asleep by 10. Not only that, but you need to learn how to prioritize. So what I mean by this is there are going to be times where you're going to have an essay, you're going to have a project, you're going to have a group project, you're going to have a partner project, and you're going to have 4 tests probably within the next 2 weeks. So you need to really focus on prioritizing yourself. If you have a test that week, but your project's not due till next week, I personally wouldn't even start working on the project yet. And it really kills me sometimes when you know, we have a couple tests one week and then people are asking me about projects that are due the week after, and they're not like big projects, you know, something that can take you like a couple hours. For me personally, I like to find a time after the test to do that, because tests are something that, you know, you get one chance to take it. So I try to study as much as I can up to the test, and then a project is something that I can go home, relax, do it at home, you know, and have more time to do it. If that makes sense. Hopefully it does. All right, and then another thing. So, like I said, I like to go to bed super, super early. Well, some people might think 10 is early and some people might not think 10 is early, but I try to be in bed by like 10 or 11. And I also don't really like to drink on school nights. Will I have a glass of wine or two some nights, or go out on special occasion? Yes. But because I have to wake up so early, I want to be in the best condition possible. I don't want to be hungover. I don't want to still be drunk from the night before. So I try to leave that for the weekends, or if I am going to do something, I try to make sure it's not an important day the next day. Things in nursing school, I'm so sorry I talk with my hands so much, but that's just how I am. When you're learning things in nursing school, try not to memorize it, because, for example, in like patho and health assessment, you're gonna learn things, and if you hadn't already got it on the previous test, and you're building upon what you're learning for the next test, you're gonna have to struggle, you're gonna have to go back and relearn it. So yeah, I recommend not memorizing, actually learning, being able to close your notes, close everything, and be able to explain it to someone without any help. Now, with that being said, there are gonna be some things that you're gonna have to memorize. You know, like the lab values, and I remember in fundamentals there were a couple things that I was like, I'm never gonna need to know this ever again, so I memorized little things like that. But the important things, you need to make sure you're not memorizing them and you actually know them. Honestly, I'm a little bit scared for my coming semester. I start next week. And I'm really hoping I remember most of the things that I need to know for this semester. And if I don't, I'm gonna have to go back and relearn it, and that's just gonna waste more time. So fingers crossed I remember most of it. So also, they always tell you to throw away previous knowledge. If you are a CNA and this is your first semester, you're supposed to throw away anything you did in the other hospitals, things like that. Because they're gonna vary from hospital to hospital sometimes, but you're going to be tested on a specific way you learn, so just try to keep that out of your mind. Luckily, I was not a CNA, so I don't have that issue. Another super, super important thing is you're gonna need to meet people. I know not all nursing schools have, like, me and my cohort, we have all of our classes together. I see everybody every day in every class, all the same people. So I don't know if your nursing class is like that, but if it is, and even if it's not, you need to meet people, because you're going to be stuck with them. They're going to be your future coworker. Maybe one day they'll be able to help you out, get a job, you know, things like that. So always keep in mind that these people, they're not just temporary, especially in nursing. Like, you're going to need connections and people to have that you can rely on. Another really important thing is that you're going to need to learn the testing style. A lot of teachers say that the first tests are basically ones that a lot of people aren't going to do so well on, because they're just learning the style. But after that, you know, people generally tend to go up. If yours is NCLEX style, I would just recommend like really paying attention to like if you get any practice NCLEX style questions, or if you have the NCLEX style book, just looking over it if this is your first semester and kind of seeing the way that it works. Because the NCLEX questions can be very tricky and they can be hard to get used to. But, you know, luckily you do have, you know, your grade's not gonna hurt too much if you don't do so well on the first test, but, you know, no one wants to do bad on a first test. So, you know, if you ever have questions, go to your teacher. They'll probably help you. So also, another really important thing to go along with the sleeping, you know, getting your sleep in, you also need to remain healthy mentally, and I would say physically as well. I didn't really get to work out that much, but I did, you know, eat healthy. I tried to clear my mind when I went to class. I know that in college there's a lot of things going on. You know, it's a point in our lives where we are transitioning from being at home. Some people are still at home, but, you know, generally from being at home to being alone in the real world. And along with that comes lots of different things. And trust me, I've had days where I've sat in class dozed off for a couple seconds, but you have to get yourself back into gear. Don't let things distract you while you're in class. In the various classes, you're gonna learn things that are overlapping. Like in patho, you're gonna learn physiology behind the disease, but in health assessment, you'll learn how to assess it. And then in fundamentals, you'll probably learn something about how to treat it or something like that. So it's important to keep in mind that yes, you will be tested on the same thing, but you're going to be tested on them in different ways. So you're going to have to study the information in different ways, if that makes sense. Also, something I want to mention is that when you have clinicals, you need to take advantage of every opportunity you get. Even in labs, and if you have labs, clinical labs, you need to take advantage of every opportunity you get. You know, try to communicate with your clinical leader, I think that's what they're called. You know, get on their good side. My clinical leader said that she would write a reference for me, so I already got one down, but yeah, you need to make friends with your clinical instructors. You know, you're gonna see them again, most likely. And take advantage of every opportunity you have in the lab. If you're not sure on how to do something, ask. It's better to ask in the lab than to be in the hospital and look really dumb when you don't know what you're doing. And then when you get to the hospital, like I've said this previous times, you need to try to take every opportunity you have available. If a nurse offers for you to follow them, you follow them. And if they ask you to do something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, you know, tell them. Don't do it if you're not okay with what you're doing. Ask them. They can show you, and then next time when they ask you to do it or somebody else asks you to do it, you'll already have that behind you and you'll be able to do it the next time. And like I said before, be nice to your professors. You will see them again. I hope this helped you. It's just a quick little video. I wanted to help out some people. I know some people are already starting their first week, and some will be starting next week, and like I am. And I've gotten lots of comments on wanting quick tips on what to do for their first semester, how to survive. I mean, really, these tips can help you for any semester. These are just things that I quickly learned on how to adapt to nursing school because it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be really fast paced, you're gonna be thrown all this information, but to have this stuff like already in your mind and already know how to deal with situations like that, I think will help a lot. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. I hope your semester is going well if you're in nursing school, and if it hasn't started, good luck on your first day and for the rest of the semester, and until next time, bye!